you would say, or at least create it's free on the.
Make me angry.
No.
Hey, middle-aged gamers! Welcome to another funful episode of news, games, and everything in between. Today, as usual, we've got lots of stories, lots of gaming news, and Netflix, Godzilla, Kong Island. So I could be saying a movie and not a game. Anton will talk about that later. Adam's got Armored Core stories if we have time to get to it. But without further ado, I'm going to let Adam start off today's first story.
Marketing?
Antoine?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Adam, and I'm not one to entertain rumors when I don't have a solid source to back it up. So I know I'm very boring, but I won't say, yeah, he moved this definitely because of this. No, I'm not in his head, and I don't know the guy, and I never talked to him. So what would I know about his motivations? You know, that's why.
Go ahead.
No, it's just that's why I usually hate social media. If it's not your place to talk, don't. Thank you. You would save a lot of people and a lot of sanity if you stick by this rule.
So I'm the opposite. I think rumors are awesome, and I also am a social media person, though not a big fan of X anymore. Instagram definitely, Threads yes, Facebook still of course. Line, of course. Line in Taiwan is pretty good for chats and groups and social media. But no, so I think like looking at acquisitions, looking what's happened in the gaming industry. Epic spun off Bandcamp, and Bandcamp fired 600 people last week, right? Epic's probably going to go through another round of firings because they say their financials are not good, even though Tim Sweeney got $2 billion last year or 2 years ago, something like that. Like, I mean, like, yeah, you can pay your CEOs less and keep people on, right? But of course, big companies don't want to do that. On the Microsoft side, like lots of people are consolidating. They laid off 700 people from LinkedIn. LinkedIn, of course, is a Microsoft company. And that's because, right, you look at what's happening in the world, news, politics, hot zones, or I forget what is the other English word for that, but just things going on. So companies are sort of battening down the hatches. The CEO of JP Morgan was on and was like, yeah, things are not over yet, even though inflation's sort of coming down around the world. So it kind of makes sense, right? In sort of like if you're a big company, you spent however many $1 billion on acquisitions. Now you need to sort of fine tune the organization. And as Adam said, right, you don't need two heads of marketing. Um, and Pete Hines is a divisive character when you think about Fallout 76. And I think generally speaking, like you think of the what's it, Reggie Films Ames, that last French name that I can't pronounce, for Nintendo. Very good reputation. Like he's like the positive sort of person you want leading an organization that sort of like, okay, whenever he gets on stage, you're getting brownie points from everybody across the social media, and that sort of helps people. And I think whoever Bethesda needs a person like that, like Nintendo does, like Sony does for a whole bunch of franchises. Microsoft doesn't really have a person like that. Like Phil Spencer is definitely not that person. Maybe they're going to look for somebody else because Pete Hines is no longer the star child. Okay, and then we move on to Antoine's first story. I can count.
Yes, so as you are very well aware, of course, our summer and fall has been saturated with lots and lots of games. Lots of very good games. If you like fighting games, we had all the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. If you like, you have Baldur's Gate, you got Starfield. If you like Bethesda games, plenty of games. And to be honest, not a lot of them appealed to me, even if those are AAAs. Even Baldur's Gate, right? Everybody says it's fantastic, and yes, it's a great game. It's just for some reason I just didn't catch on to the frenzy. So I was a bit bored with my game. Actually, in the past months, the game which made me had the most fun was Space Marine 1, which is far to be from being a brand new game. And of course, I played it because Space Marine 2 is coming out. I don't think there's an official date on this, but among or amidst all these games, there's one which I knew was very good because Metacritic and viewers or players in general give it a very good mark. It's an indie game called Sea of Stars. And Sea of Stars is an old school RPG with modern mechanics. And let me tell you, that's my game of the year 2023. It is absolutely fantastic. Of course, I haven't played Space Marine 2, and likely this one's going to take the top spot. But still, this is a really, really good game because, okay, it's not cyberpunk. It's an old school RPG, turn-by-turn based combat, or turn-based combat. It's actually very pretty for the, I don't know how you call this, to the pixel art. It's not really. It's much more beautiful than pixel art. Anyway, it's not cyberpunk, right? Don't expect this. Still an indie game, but it's beautiful. The music is fantastic. There's plenty of very good ideas. Like there's already lots of very cool music, but among the words, the world, sorry, the little things that you can get from not even secondary quest, but just looting and exploring the world, you can get music sheets, and you go to see the band at the bar. Say, "Oh, new music, fantastic! Let's play for you." And then you can, you have your radio of 20 more plus musics, and you can choose whatever you want as a background music, which is fantastic. There's a village as well. You can find some item, and if you have enough of it, you can get some plant to build an inn, to build the fisherman's shop. You can find some. You can increase the size of your village from this. There's all of this is just background thing coming to increase the interest of the game, because what's really fantastic is the storyline. Storyline is great. The gameplay is very simple, extremely intuitive, and yet it's fantastic. Very easy to understand how to fight, and you have one lady with moon power, lunar power, the other guy with sun power, and a couple of normal guys. And of course, the mechanic is going to play a bit on this in the fights, but the fights are very dynamic. Even turn-based are very dynamic, very interesting. They try to make their own little Gwent, like little card game. So there's a little, I don't know how to, they call it wheels. Let's call it more like chess. It's like a strategy game. Quite interesting. It's not a card game, so I can't really kind of say Gwent, but they have plenty of charming and really working ideas. It's a really good RPG. It's my game of 2023. I know that I'm not the only one. Everybody who has played this game is usually very positive about it. So yeah, if you want to talk about this game with me, I'd be more than happy to oblige, because that's really among the sea of AAAs which bore me to death. This is like a breath of fresh air. It's colorful, it's nice, it's good music, it's entertaining, it's everything I ask in a game. Play it, especially it's free on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, you have no reason to play it. I swear to you, it's a great game.
Adam?
Let's give a very big kudo. Of course, it's an indie game, to Sabotage Studio. Sabotage Studio, edited by I Am 8-Bit. So, Sabotage Studio, keep doing this. Guys, you're my heroes. Really.
I heard about it as well. Same thing, great news. But Antoine said that this has particular save points. And that's the thing that would ruin it for me as a game, because if, as usual, right, because my work time is not 9 to 5, and I usually get messages after work or before work, and if somebody was like, hey, yeah, Crane, do this, and then I can't save, or I can only play 20 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, by the way, yeah, sorry, I can't save right now. Oh, yeah, so lose your progress and we do this again tomorrow. No, I destroy it.
No. There is again, when I say it's an old style RPG but with modern mechanics, you have this same as Final Fantasy VII, right? You have these books where you can save manually, but every time you change a screen or do a significant action or beat a boss, it does autosave. My game crashed.
Explain what that means, because remember, I've never played a Final Fantasy before.
You have an item, you click on an item, and it gives you the memory pad where it shows you, do you want to save on save 1, save 2? That's
so it's like any time, right? I can save, basically.
No. Well,
okay.
If you want to save manually, no, you have to find the item if you want to save manually. But the game itself will autosave every few minutes. So when my game crashed, it didn't go back to the book when I saved manually. It went to the latest autosave, right? You can't.
So you could do stuff in an area, and then because you quit, you lose all progress in the area if you didn't manually save, because it saves at the start of each area.
It's not an open world. You have screens. You go from screen to screen, right?
Okay, so this is already too complicated for me.
It's
so
not. It's not. You can manually save just as a reminder of how it was in the past, but it doesn't really matter, right? It does autosave anyway. That's just a gimmick to remind you how it was in the past.
Okay.
Yes.
I know. That already turns me off. From
rooms
are tiny. 5 minutes to explain this. I'm like, no. It does not sound simple to me.
Okay, imagine that. Did you play Zelda on Game Boy when you were a
Nope.
kid?
I
Oh,
remember I grew
Jesus.
up in Africa. No
Anyway,
Nintendo in those days.
but still, you see, right, that on the Game Boy you move from screen to screen to screen to screen. It's not an open world. You have a anyway.
I was a PC gamer growing up. That's all you could get.
Yes, I'm sure that you had some games like this.
But see, I know what you guys are talking about, which is where my confusion comes in. But we should keep going because this whole conversation has already put me off playing this game.
Just play it.
No, I agree with that. I agree. Like if I actually played it, but but I think it's stuff like this, right? Like not just in games, but like any sort of marketing. Like if you have a concept that some people can understand, like me, then it just puts you off from ever trying it. Like immediately, Sea of Stars was like 65 on my playlist. It's probably dropped down to like 140 now.
Jesus, I did this whole thing just to make people play this game, and now I failed utterly just because of
no.
I can't explain properly how it's saved.
Yeah, most people understand it. It's just me, especially like there's a longer story to this as well. But we're gonna move on to my first story, which is the thing that Anton hates, which is rumors. Because you guys love rumors, everyone loves rumors, and today I found a perfect place, which is Mashable. Mashable has combined every single Nintendo Switch 2 rumor into a single place. So the biggest thing I'd like to highlight is that apparently, and it kind of makes sense, is the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have an LCD screen, not an OLED screen, which is, of course, going back down at technology. And to me, it makes sense as well because you're trying to keep the costs down on stuff. And it's not to mention now we've had the Steam Deck, we've had the Asus ROG Ally. Asus has also released 1 or 2 additional versions of the ROG Ally. There's the Aya Neo 2, there's the GPX. There's a bunch of portable handheld consoles that are now available for everybody to play their games on. It's like, how do you differentiate yourself beyond your game catalog? So the LCD screen was the big thing that I was like, oh, wow, that makes sense. And it's also going to be a very divisive issue. So they're expecting the announcement date to be March 2024, which is the 7-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch, and then available in holiday 2024 season. But some person has actually said, it could be September 24th, 2024 as a potential release date. So again, similar 2 versions of the Switch 2. It could be of course, the same design, right? Hybrid handheld console for people like me who usually like to play, lots of people who like to play in the sort of handheld mode. And then the specs is going to be DLSS 3.1. Of course, it's still using NVIDIA's technology. 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is impressive. Like I think so many people use 8 gigabytes of RAM. Ray tracing supported. So far, 3 games have been demoed on the Switch 2. Of course, the developer units that exist out there in the wild. The Matrix Unreal 5 tech demo, Breath of the Wild. That's pretty interesting. Breath of the Wild, Switch 2 version, and Final Fantasy VII R. And I forgot what the R means. It's just Final Fantasy VII R, right? Oh, okay. Good to know. Cool. It is. And it says, so there's going to be AI tech inside to help upscale and launch titles. Apparently, Metroid 4 might be a thing. That would be pretty nice. And then that is it. Nice. So some interesting news. The LCD screen, I think, is a bit of an issue. But I mean, honestly, it's not that huge of an issue. I mean, if you're handheld gaming, if you're handheld gaming, I don't think it's going to matter. And as long as the Switch 2 has the hardware to sort of output 4K, I mean, they didn't mention it in the rumors, but that's the big thing for me. I'd love to put my Switch 2 in. I'd love to get native 4K on my big TV or on this monitor that's in front of me right here. But yeah, any thoughts, gents? Yes. And no, you should hire Adam.
Did you? I never played the OLED. Does it really increase your gaming experience? Because I see the Switch of my son and it's really pretty nice. So is it really an important upgrade? Like it's really thing? Oh, so better experience overall when you play a game. Oh yeah, yeah. Mm, fair enough. Well, you sold me. Yeah. I'd prefer the TV rather than projector. So yeah.
I mean, the easiest comparison for people is just your phones, right? I would say almost 70% of phones these days, mid, upper high to high end phones use OLED screens or even better tech than that. So, like, it's like me, I love playing Marble Snap on my phone just because the OLED screen looks way better than honestly on my big screen. The colors, as Adam suggested, like the contrast is just so nice. Okay, Adam, story number two. Uh, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Wasn't Alan Wake single player? Hmm. Oh, it's like PUBG. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
That sounds. Is Alan Wake a scary game?
So it's a soft Alone in the Dark.
Okay, let's move on. Antoine, story number 2.
Oh, that's gonna be a quick one. That's again for our Game Pass user. Hurry up, because one of the very big titles of Game Pass is leaving on October 31st for Halloween. And yes, Adam is quite happy to tell you that that's one of his favorite game of the year, Persona 5. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, oh, the Royal Edition, is it as well? Yeah, maybe. Uh, Exactly. So the Royal Edition is on Game Pass at this time, but it's leaving in 2 weeks. And Adam's gonna tell you that you need a lot of time if you want to finish this game, especially if you want to do everything in this game. Forget it, you only have 2 weeks. So if you really want to do Persona, hurry, really hurry. And I can tell you, I did it as well. It's a great game. Musics are fantastic. You know, there's a few games, not many, but you want to play just because the music is fantastic. I had the same like for Metal Gear Revengeance. I love the music. That's just why I wanted to play the game. But yeah, Persona 5 has a great story, great music, but it takes time. And it's, remember, Korean 80% dialogues, not for you. Really not. And everything is on a time-based event, so you need to calculate your actions all through the games. But yeah, I'm sure that Adam can tell you about this game much better than me because I played it already a while ago, a few years ago. So just try. And when it's out, honestly, I never bought it, so I don't know. But when it's out of Game Pass, I think you can still buy it on the Xbox store. It's just maybe at a discount. I just don't remember if you buy it at a discount while it's on Game Pass, or even
Yeah,
if it's still on
discount
a
while on
discount
Game Pass.
after. Yeah, but after when it leaves Game Pass, is it still on a discount, or it goes back to regular price?
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you want to buy it, then buy it now. Otherwise, or just play it, and when you're at 60 hours in 2 days, it's like it's going out of Game Pass. Just buy it.
You can buy them.
Personas are a really, really good game. Like 3, 4, 5. I don't know for 1 and 2, but 3, 4, and 4 were golden as well. Yeah. Can't wait for Persona 6 then. Okay, I thought that 3 was the most. Oh, well, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's most popular. Yeah. Yeah, true. Oh my god, it's almost middle age by Japanese standard.
God, I haven't heard that word in forever. Exactly. All right. Then I will move on to my second story, which is very quick and Again, this is more something that you guys were searching for. I'm like, oh, Adam and I have a fair bit of experience with this, and I'm glad he's here today. So green screen tips is what we're going to talk about now. You're like, okay, you may be a middle-aged gamer. You're like, oh my God, if Antoine, Adam, and Green can do it, I can do it. I can start my own YouTube channel or Twitch channel or whatever you want to do. You can see Adam's green screen in the right-hand corner over there. And my green screen is on this side, and you would have noticed as well, is like I no longer have a green screen anymore, and there are some good reasons for that. One of the things I will definitely suggest for you to do is do not buy a cheap green screen like I did. So like my green screen it could never be taught, which is why like Adam made his own green screen, because like if you ever been to Adam's house, Adam is like MacGyver but from Virginia. I don't um, so that was one tip. I bought my green screen from Amazon, and of course, you got to pay the extra shipping because it is a large package shipping to Taiwan. And it was wonderful, and it works. But in a hot country where you don't want to turn on the AC all the time, when the fan's blowing a green screen, apparently technology is not there yet to sort of like actually remove your background. So it's a very doable starter screen. I would definitely say there's a very good reason why people buy Elgato green screens as the start, right? That's about like between $79 to $130. And that again, because it has those two things, like Adam built the frame, the Elgato thing has the thing on the bottom, has the thing on the top, so you just stretch it up and then you have the green screen. I as well, like I had issues with OBS when I first started using OBS. That's why I switched to Prism Live, just because my green screen looked better on Prism Live than it did on OBS. And later on, OBS's later versions, it seemed to work fine. But yeah, if you're looking for a green screen, definitely think about your environment, think about like where you live, think about shipping fees, and think about maybe it's cheaper to buy something or do it like what Adam did. If you are capable and your hands, you do have a brain. I don't have a brain. You can make yourself your own green screen, and it's definitely very doable. And I'll pass it on to Adam, and maybe he wants to share some tips in his experiences.
And so once all of this is said, do you need a green screen? When you have such a beautiful collection and background as Adam or Green has, is it really useful to have a green screen? Okay, because on the professional software, there should already be filters which either blurs out your background or give you a completely new background. Oh, I mean,
He means Zoom or Google Meets.
WebEx, I was thinking, but yes.
Oh yes, of course, it's Cisco.
Of course.
I'm sorry, we didn't say the other two companies, Cisco WebEx. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. Yeah. We should move on, given time constraints, to Adam's third story. Or I lost count actually already. Yeah, Adam's third story. That's cool. I remember way back in the day when they had like PS3 streaming for computer, for desktop, and that was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a middle-aged gamer. I have 114 games in my backlog. I don't need to pay for streaming. I mean, it's just like Netflix is streaming. I'm like, yeah, unless you come out with like a first-party title, which is why Netflix said they want to go after Grand Theft Auto. There's no reason for me to stream from or play games on Netflix because I have my Switch and I have my desktop. That sounds really good for PlayStation. I mean, out of the titles that Adam mentioned, the only thing I'd love to try is Ghost of Tsushima, because again, like if you want to watch the VODs of all these, they're still available on our YouTube channel. So go check them out. If you're not sure about Persona as well, Adam streamed Persona. All those are on there thanks to YouTube as always, right? For not deleting videos, unlike Twitch. So, for example, right, like we've talked about a lot of stuff today. All the stuff that Adam streams is always available on our YouTube channel, always available on our Facebook channel, if you're particular to those platforms. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I saw Adam play a bunch of times on stream. That looked super fun. It's not available on PC, and I don't think it'll be coming to PC anytime soon, at least from the news I read. So that would be something. That would be something like if I was Pete Hines rich, I would be like, okay, I'm going to buy all these services and I'll play Ghost of Tsushima today. But yeah, that's my take. Mother of okay, come on, Sony. That's possible. Okay, and then we'll move on to Antoine's third story.
Yes, so I told you about my favorite game of 2023, and now we're gonna move to the bottom of the basket. One of the worst game of 2023, yes. Gollum is having a friend, a big muggy friend. The new King Kong game, what's the name? Like Rise of Kong, Skull Island Rise of Kong, is being completely roasted on internet, and I even didn't knew about this game before we started talking just before the show, and I saw a few videos, and I just can't believe that this has been released. It's this kind of studio were able to get their hand on a license, on a famous license, and so yeah, because it's King Kong, it's gonna sell. Yeah, well, maybe now that doesn't work like this anymore. Like I don't think people just. It's only $35 already on discount on Steam, and I think it was released today, right? So it's already on discount. It tells you a lot of things, but it's ugly. It's terribly ugly. I mean, some people said that the King Kong game from PlayStation 2 were actually looking better than that. Since I didn't play it, I can't tell you, but I can tell you that from here, I'm like, this game is on all platform, PS5 included. Ouch! That really hurts. I saw a bit of the gameplay. I thought it was a joke. It's really like Elden Ring is shaking in its boots because it's terrible. Very few enemies, or the same enemies with different colors. The environment is terrible. The gameplay is terrible. The music is just something going on a loop. The kind of music which makes you go crazy on a loop. Wow, how can you release this kind of game and expect people to buy it, especially then when just before I said that we had a saturation of good game over the summer, and it's gonna continue until the end of the year. And you have free games with free very good games on the Game Pass, and then you have this. What? You're a developer. You do game for a living. Do you think you're gonna scam people just because it's called King Kong? Is it what you thought? Like, yeah, it's King Kong. No, it's gonna sell 100%. Not. I don't know. What do you get? Then sell it $5. Yeah, but then at this time, just sell it $5 or $7 just so that people can buy it and laugh at it, not buy it, do like refund it, and then put crappy reviews everywhere. So beware, if you see a King Kong game, don't buy. You're gonna scream looking at your wallet like, I spent $30 for that. Oh my god. Don't. I'm usually for, supporting the developers and everything. Sea of Star developer, I will put banners everywhere for them. Like, you did a great job, guys, fantastic. Uh, you guys with King Kong, okay, if it's your first game, you get a free pass. That's it. Next game, you better, you can't do worse anyway, but you better raise your game because you don't get a second chance in this world.
I totally agree with that. Um, Given the time, let's sort of round off today's show on my last story. Is a very famous Reddit thread, which has been going on this week. Is what game pissed you off so much that you uninstalled it immediately? And I'll just start off with, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I have a category on my Steam wish list, which is games that were too hard. I think I have a bunch of categories like this, like games that are too hard, games that irritated me, because I have like 700 games on Steam, including family sharing and stuff. So I just I got to sort it out so I remember. Oh, by the way, I've already played this, and no, I didn't like it. But the game that you might be seeing is Pillars of Eternity, the first one, and I'm like, I loved Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2. I loved Icewind Dale. Um, and Pillars of Eternity should be like a home run, right? And I played it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so hard. Why? Why? I kept on asking why, and after the 100th why, I'm like, okay, now you made a mistake. Whoever developed this game, delete, never see you again, and that was it. So I guess I have to ask you guys: is what is a game that did that for you? If there is one, I have a feeling you guys probably have never done it.
Oh yeah. I usually would say like Adam, but there's one, like Ark Survivor Evolved, which
Oh
is a
yes,
great,
okay.
survivor game, right? Except that I played it 2 years after my friends. I had a gang playing Final Fantasy 14 and stuff like this. They say, yeah, no, come and play Ark with us. You will see it's fun. Except these guys, bastards, right? They since they were so fully equipped and everything, they keep having fun putting me in very dangerous zone and couldn't do like five steps before being killed by mosquitoes or hey look, there's a dinosaur. What? After half an hour of being killed every 3 seconds, I'm like, you know what, guys, fuck off. No way I'm playing this again. And that's a shame because I know it's a great game and I usually love crafting and surviving a survival game. So I thought it would be totally up my alley. And after this, I'm like, no, no more. Go get lost, please.
Adam, you were gonna say?
Yeah, it does. Which one?
All caliber
Which?
sticks.
Ah, okay.
And on that note, we'll have to call today's show to end. I hope you guys enjoyed all the news, all the stories. Lots of stuff going on. Don't forget, you can tweet at us, twitter.com or x.com at gamingage. You can reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook. Let us know what you think. I know a lot of the Facebook guys and Instagram guys, you've been like, hey, we are the short content. We are focusing on bringing up our sort of YouTube watch time. At some point, I will figure out a mechanism where we can do shorts and long form at the same time. At the moment, there's just enough energy for just one sort of content. But just bear with us. It shouldn't be more than, I would say, at least before the end of November, I'll come up with a plan of how to sort of do shorts and longs together. And yeah, stay tuned for next week. More news, more games, and more funny stories. All right.
Bye
See you guys
bye.
later.